Hello and welcome back to From the Depths. Our sub is coming along nicely so far. And we've got to put in our actual missile system though. So, for the actual missile system, I think we have to extend the back a fair amount further because I want to be able to use this thing to basically spam as many missiles into the sky as possible. Then we need an actual tail unit which is going to have our main propulsion in addition to a small extra thruster unit. And bring you back a little bit further. Put you on the side there. Not going to be crazy long. Right, what do we want for this then? Well, I'm probably going to have to delete that for a start, because we're going to have our missiles pointing fairly far up. 1, 2, 3. I will put that in there, because that will allow me to run forwards and... Oh, hello, block, metal block, boop, 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 boop. 1, 2, 3. And then to avoid allowing damage to spread forwards through the compartment, we'll close that off as well. Right, okay, so you are made of... Excellent, you are exactly the kind of beam I want. And can I do the same for the top part? I can, but I've got to remember to strengthen it later. Because if this bit goes, then the entire corner piece will fall out because it's only supported in that one location. Right, the top doesn't bother me so much at the moment. I'm mainly sort of focused on the bottom because that's what we're going to be attaching our missiles to. Alright. So, this piece here... Right, this is basically what I can assume is flat. And it'll allow me to have missiles that are going to be 9, but that includes a launcher block, so we're looking at 8. Right. So if we were to have missile torpedo, launch pad, like that, and we had 2 ejectors, one here, and we had a line of control blocks going down here, we only have 2 ejectors. And for a start, I was hoping to get a bit more than 2 ejectors. But it would allow us to have these basically all over the place. Right, so how much is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 40 missiles. We can increase that to 60 by doing that, but it will mean that we'll lose a block of our missiles. For now, we'll leave it at this. Okay, ejector add-on. Okay, so we have here 40 missiles. That is... It's probably overkill. We probably do not need 40 missiles. For a start, the ammo requirements to fire these will be ridiculous. I'm thinking we strip it down to something like 32 or maybe 28. That should be plenty. 28 missiles should be plenty. I'm going to hope it is. Okay. Now, I also want my short-range missiles. The reason I want the short-range missiles is I want to be able to spam them continually. Now, the trick is where to place them. I don't want to place them further back because I actually want to place an ammo stockpile further back. Could place them on top of an ammo stockpile. But I have other plans. Other very cunning plans. Also, I could totally put some missile interceptors here. I wouldn't need many. I could have mines! Yes. Mines would be pretty awesome. I should totally have a mine section on the ship. I don't know how. No, I do know how. I can fit a mine section in here. Mine deployers. Yeah, that's an aftermarket version, though. We'll add that aftermarket. Right. Thinking about the center section. If we make it in the gaps, so there's like a patchwork arrangement, it'd be slightly more annoying to actually set the armor up for. If I put them in rows, it would be more efficient. I'll do it in rows. If I set it in patchwork, it would allow me to have 3 ejectors. Almost 3 ejectors. I mean, that looks okay. It doesn't look terrible. It does look a little bit odd, but I think it'll be fine. Right, let's leave the sides open for now, just because it'll be easier to see. Now, the end bit here, we're looking at ammo stockpile, and we're looking at thruster unit, and then we're looking at engines on the back. No turrets or anything. Mine layers are going to be at the front, and here, missile interceptor possibly. But I think, yeah, we're done with all the major components. So what we need to do is come back here and extend this, which thankfully ends right next to the missiles. Right, thruster unit. I could just prefab you if I'm feeling lazy. We all know I'm feeling lazy. Prefab. Now, one thing I've neglected so far is the actual sub aspect of the sub, which is it needs hydrofoils to be able to determine its depth and then to be able to adjust it. So I would need to put hydrofoils in strategically placed places. Now, so far I actually haven't got any of those, but it shouldn't be too hard to add. For instance, I could add some here, directly above the thruster unit, directly below the thruster units. That'd be a good idea. In fact, I might just do that now. Quickly go and grab some water, hydrofoil, and bam, bam. Same above. And then the same at the back. However, I haven't actually got the roofs on these yet, so let's put the roofs on as well. Although that said, if I just expand the roof, I could put the hydrofoil around them. They are open to water. Oh, that'd be a lot better design. Right, so let's just trial the design at the back here. So the design would be something like that. And then, oh, I need to bring you over. Same on the bottom. And then you've got room in here for hydrofoils. Yeah, okay, this is a lot better. This is a lot better, right? Close these up. And then you've got hydrofoils, a layer here, a layer here. That's a lot better. Okay, let's quickly go and retrofit up here. Now, the reason I like this idea with these sealed units with thrusters and hydrofoils is because they are genuine control units. Like, they control left, right, up, down. They are our control. I just love the idea of they're actually control units. I don't know, it just somehow appeals to me. Okay. Right. Now, with the fact that these control units take up more room, we're gonna need an actual ammo store. because these missiles are going to use so much ammo. Like, there is no way around it. These are going to use a genuinely large amount of ammunition. So if we put a ammo store at the back, all vulnerable next to propellers, which is a great idea, I know. I kind of like it. Got a lot of spare room here for ammo. In the kind of weak tail, but what the hell. Weapon systems. Put the conning tower here. I'm not incredibly happy with it, but it'll do. It'll do. Ow, leave the beam in there. I don't mind. Right. Now, feed me the laser systems. Laser systems are going to come up here. Punch through on... Oh, God. Here. And here. And while we're at it, we might have them facing rearwards as well. Can't hurt. So the trick will be feeding them through to actual laser designator receivers, which is fine. Because we're going to go missile torpedo, 6-way connector. That works absolutely beautifully. I am very happy with how that works. So, now we've got a 3x3 hole in which we can enter. And I've accidentally got a hole here, which I will fill. Boop. Beautiful. Now, just to finish the cladding, and I'll be right back with you. Hello, and welcome back to the missile sub. Okay, I did the cladding, I did some colouring, and I finished everything off. There was loads of, like, small little tasks to do, like, you know, little bits here, little bits there, putting in doors. I didn't think you needed to see, like, all of those tiny little bits on camera. So I'm going to take you through the sub. Aha. So, we have our command area up here. You see we've got the AI and stuff. We have our engine down here. And I put like a glass walkway because I like seeing it. Like, obviously glass is like really, really weak and not the best thing for a military ship, but I wanted to see the engine, right? I can't actually get down to it and walk around it because it takes up the entire bay, but I wanted to be able to like see it. So there we go. If we go through these doors ahead, double doors, so that if like the sub is turned or something, I can still get through the doors. That was you. You can see that we have the area between the two thruster units here, and I have put in some ammo, which is not dangerous at all. Some surge protectors. The main reason I've got surge protectors here is because I didn't want the ammo getting like too close to my command area, so I put in some surge protectors. We've got these, which is like controlling our like pitch and stuff. Basically, we'll control our altitude. So we've got activate when altitude is greater than 100, and that will put our hydrofoils to a minus angle. The ones on the front, so we should like start going down. Activate when altitude is less than 120, or minus 120. It'll make us go up. If pitch is greater than 5 degrees, it'll like flatten out a pitch. If pitch is greater than 5 degrees, less than minus 5, it'll make us like flatten out. And then every 0.5 seconds, it will try to set to 0, and that one doesn't do anything. So basically, these are all like set on delay. Like first, I want to do is get to the right altitude or something. Second, I want to do is flatten out my pitch, and then third thing is I want to do is just be neutral. So they're all set on delays. Like this will be a 3-second delay. These are 2-second delays. These are 1-second delay. There's a similar setup at the back. And if we open these doors, we have the torpedo room, which is lovely. And I filled in the room behind like the torpedoes here with like there was a bit of space there. I filled it all with metal so that like the front of the sub is a bit armored, just in case we hit anything. Let's close you. And let's go back up here. I'm debating getting rid of this ammo, frankly. Like, I might not need it. We have quite a lot of ammo, like 3,200. We've got a teleporter. This teleporter takes us to like the top of the conning tower so that you can get in from the outside. I was thinking about putting a hatch in, but honestly hatches don't work very well. We've got very limited space in here, so we've got a teleporter that takes us to the top of the conning tower. If we go through here, we have the missile room. This is the missile bay, and if you go through this little hatch here, that will take you down to the AI that control the missiles. So you can see the AI down there. Hello, AI. And we've got the missile room here. I've also got shields. I'll explain more about them in a bit. Whee! Oh god, why am I flying forwards? Oh dear. Oh dear, this is not good. Why am I flying forwards? Ah. Okay. I've got some repair bots down here as well. I should probably put repair bots in more places, but for now, I don't really have repair bots in more places. This is the rear thrust unit, and you can see the hydrofoils in there. We have our ammo processors here, so this is the place that like creates us ammo in exchange for metal. And we've got the similar of control blocks controlling our hydrofoils. Nothing else interesting about this room. And then at the back we have our ammo stockpile. Yes, there is a lot of... Oh god, why am I... There's a lot of ammo here. A lot of ammo. Are you... This place is like not flooded, right? 0% flooded, okay. We're climbing. Okay. There's a lot of ammo in here. This place will just like ignite. It has got shields protecting it, and it has like a double layer of metal. But still, every time I come in here, I worry. It's like there is so much ammo in here. If this thing gets hit, it will go up. Luckily, like if this bit goes up, we'll lose like forward propulsion, which means we won't have much control over like our altitude or pitch. But we'll still be able to fire missiles, probably. I mean, until we run out of ammo. There is some ammo at the front, so that's the benefit of having that second ammo stockpile. And then we've got this area here, which I just don't know what to do with. I might just fill it up with metal, really. I mean, honestly, this is just the space in between all the propellers. So, if we go forwards. There's a sound of water every time you walk through a door in this game. Oop. Hello. Aha! And I can reveal the big reveal, which is right now, as you may have guessed, we're actually underwater. We're actually currently in motion underwater. That's the best part. We are traveling, and we are looking mighty fine. Now, we do have additional things. We've got some action control blocks here. One pointing forwards, which says, if there's anything in front of us, with like a range of 50 meters or less, up, up, up. That's our emergency, like we're about to hit something. We've got a thing that points downwards, going if there's anything below, like, what are you set to? 12 meters, right? 12 meters, so it's meant to get pretty close to seabed. Anything within 12 meters, up. And they've got the same thing at the back, so that, like, if we don't drag the back will be, like, up. We also have propellers controlling roll. I'll get to them in a bit. And we've got some shields. You can see the vague outline of the shields here. I have put color changes. Now, one of the biggest comments about me starting to use shields was they ruin the outline of your ships. You should use color changes. And I completely agree. I've gone through the cruiser. I've changed the cruiser to have color changes on its shields. And I've done the same with our ship, with our sub here. Now, our sub isn't designed to use a lot of shields. It uses shields over areas that need protected. So, the front, where, you know, it might, when it spawns in, it will be at surface and it's got to dive. The conning tower, because it sticks up. It's got shields protecting that. Over the missile bay, because they're kind of exposed and, you know, there are gaps in the armor where the missiles are. And then over the ammo, because I'm paranoid about the ammo. So you can see that the shadow being cast by them there. They are mostly translucent, yet they cast a shadow. It's weird. Anyway, so this means that we're fairly well protected. And additionally, we're at, you know, minus 108 meters right now. This thing is designed to cruise at like minus 100 to minus 120. So we should be fairly okay. It looks like we're coming to some uneven terrain ahead. Are we going to do like an emergency up? Not within 12 meters of it yet. Looks like we're navigating it okay. It's a just flat ocean, like we're not going to end up hitting an island or anything. Okay. Oh no, we are climbing a little bit. Anyway, now, we are using a naval AI. Naval AI doesn't recognize roll or pitch thrusters, so our pitch is being entirely controlled by our hydrofoils. It doesn't recognize roll either, and one of the biggest problems I had with this sub is because, you know, the sub it's basically a tube. It was just rolling on its side and doing odd things, and I couldn't control the roll. Like, I had to add, like, billions and billions of blocks, maybe not billions of blocks, but a good few hundred blocks of lead, and that just made it sink like a stone, and it also changed the center of mass to be, like, way below, so the propellers were no longer working. That wasn't a suitable thing to, like, solve roll issues. So instead, I added roll propellers. And now these don't normally work. I had to go and I had to write code for my propellers. So let me show you the magical code we have. Over here. Hello. I have some code. Now this is my second batch of code. There is actually a simpler, more easy to follow code. I'm just going to get it out now actually. I'll just show you the code. Let's pull up the simple code. Boop. Roll tolerance. Basically, if we exceed the amount of roll, we will use our thrusters to correct it. Thruster power, like 1 being max power, so yeah. Basically, every physics second, get the roll and save the roll as like basically a human readable format of roll, like -5 or +5 or whatever, rather than just a 0 to 360. And this saves it as roll. And then it goes request control of these, which are... Why are you indented? You should not be indented. Basically, this is like request control of roll left, and this is like request control of roll right. And then log roll, which will basically like put in the debug down here what roll currently is, so I can see it for like debugging purposes. And then it goes right. If math absolute, which is like it doesn't care about the sign. It's like if your number, ignoring the sign, so like -5 would be 5, is greater than roll tolerance. So if we're like roll 10, it'd be like roll 10 or -10. -10, that's just 10. 10 is greater than roll tolerance. Roll tolerance is 5. It'll be like, right, we need to correct roll. So if, and then it checks if it's left or right with, is it -5 or is it 5? Then log to HUD, correcting right roll. So there's like a little pop-up you may have seen saying like correcting right roll. Log right, and it's, you know, telling us right, left. Request control. So basically it says, then use the thrusters to set them to 0, which is water-based, I think, 2, which is like left thruster, and then thruster power, which is, you know, set the power to 1, which is what we did up here. We actually set the power to 0 so that we could reset them. Then end, and it's, you know, if it's the other way, if we're more right, then do that, or whatever. Well, actually, if we're more left, and then end. It's really simple code, and it works absolutely charm. I'm going to exit and don't save because I do not want to use that code. I want to use my altered version, which is basically it corrects all the time as we're going, rather than correcting just when you get a bit more. Otherwise, you get this sort of seesaw motion. This is just a slightly more complicated one, and it does a gradated power, so the power will like increase as you get more roll. Let's exit. Oh, and also, just in case, you know, our thrusters weren't enough, because I wrote the thruster one second. The first time I tried to control roll using hydrofoils, and I used some code from someone on the forum called Disco Hydra, because I couldn't figure it all out. So I say, like, get roll, etc. If roll is... And then Disco Hydra managed to write this thing, which is like, take all the hydrofoils, like, measure if they're left or right, and then, like, assign them to an array and do stuff. And then I wrote this bit that says, basically, increase the hydrofoil pitch, but mostly it's Disco Hydra code. The forum is really useful if you want to find some Lua stuff. But the problem with hydrofoils is they only work if you're going forwards. As soon as we get to a place where we're going to be stationary, hydrofoils don't have water overflowing of them, they don't work, and we just roll. So I added roll thrusters, and they work a lot better. A lot better. And that means that the hydrofoils can like not be abused for their roll purposes. They can be used mainly for pitching, and only if we get to like more than 15 degrees rolled will the roll hydrofoil system kick in. So that's very much a secondary system. And you see that right now, our sub is doing great. I mean, it's pitching a little bit weirdly because it's trying to avoid terrain and going up, and it's like, right, can I go down yet? Nope, there's still something below me. It should be okay when it comes to this area here, because I think this is deep enough water. And this far underwater, we have a pretty good situation. We should be pretty far away from most enemies. I like it. Now, I have added mines. I did mention I was tempted to add mines, and I have. So these mines here are high explosive, these mines here are frag, these mines here are high explosive, and I believe they're on like a 0.2 second delay here, and these are like 0 delay, or maybe it's 0.1. In addition... No, in addition... Oh yeah, in addition I've got repair bots. There we go. And I don't think there's anything really extra that needs to be said. I am very happy with this. And it does fire missiles pretty nicely. Look at that. I love it. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Now, individual like missiles I've got set up. Basically, if I stop controlling that, you can see that we have fins, lots of propellers, ballast tank, regulator, EMP explosive, lots of frags, laser designator. The long ones at the front, pretty obvious. These ones here are sonar, and then a pretty standard setup of an explosive and a frag. And then these ones here, the really short ones, are 2 frags, a single pixel IR, so they'll only detect like a very narrow ahead of them, but they're a lot faster because they've got 0 drag. 2 propellers, a fin, and a 1 fuel tank. So they don't go... Well, actually, they go fairly far, actually, because they're torpedoes, but they're less... I don't know. Less... Oh, God. Please don't hit that. Oh, fine. I trust you. Up here for the cruise missiles, if we select the cruise missiles. Hello. Something just exploded. Did we get hit by, like, our own thing? No? I guess something just hit, like, the seabed. Cruise missiles have 3 thins, torpedo propeller, variable thruster, ballast tank. So the idea is the ballast tank's set to be, like, really buoyant, so they'll, like, hop out of the water, provide more upforce. The torpedo propeller is to keep providing them with force if they hit the water, because, you know, launched underwater, they can have some issues. What else have we got? Frags, explosive, EMP. And also, we are pitching really heavily right now. That happens when you get, like, your ship's trying to push itself down, yet it realizes there's something in front of it, and it takes different control. This is one thing that might be lure control, because the lure could say, right, there is something below you, flatten out and just continue on. Whereas at the moment it's saying, there's something below us, you can't go down. Yet the other things are trying to tell it to pitch down, so it's fighting itself. Like, this is why a lure thing would be good for that. I can't bother to write lure, though, for that, mainly because it would be particularly hard, and it would basically replace the AI. And don't want to replace the AI, that would be more complicated. Let's look at the shorter cruise missiles. Oh, I have taken my control away from the ship. There we go. 3 thins, variable thruster, ballast tank, 2 fuel tanks. You shouldn't have 2 fuel tanks. You should have a torpedo propeller. Or should you? Oh yeah, no, you should have 2 fuel tanks. That's right. Where's my fuel tanks? Because the variable thruster will eat up your fuel so fast. That's fair enough. EMP and a frag. And that is it for its armaments. Honestly, I feel very happy with its armaments. We'll have to test them to see if they can properly get out of the water to actually, like, attack enemies, because they might just end up skimming the water and being a little bit naff. The 4 torpedoes I'm happy about. The mine system should be okay when we're underneath the enemy. In general, I'm feeling very happy about our submarine. I think it will be a great addition to our force. It's lovely and painted as well. And I went ahead and I painted the cruiser and the Doodle Hog laser fast attack thing at the same time. Now, one thing I might do, if these missiles don't actually fulfill our requirements of, like, the top-down attack and sort of the flying out of the water stuff, and they just end up, like, trying to skim the surface or something stupid like that, if they don't fulfill our requirements, what we will do is we'll just basically replace them with, like, lure missiles with a code in lure that says, go up, then attack the enemy. So they'll actually, like, literally fly upwards and then attack an enemy, like a surface-launched cruise missile should do. It'll mean that they can't be used at close range because they'll need to arc, but they should be pretty cool. The reason that I have got so few fins on these as compared to usual is because I want them to have trouble turning, so they'll go up before turning over. Anyway, I think that's it for the submarine. I think we are honestly ready to go to war again. What I will do is I'll probably have a few more building episodes as soon as we start going to war, where I want to make a frontline fortress and maybe some sort of much lighter vessel, like a little sea-skimming turret or something, basically based on the Doodle Hog's hydrofoil, but with like a close-in cannon. So its idea is to get really close and then like tatter the enemy. Tatter the enemy? Pepper the enemy with shots at really close range. Just so we can also have, like, you know, forces that can be reactive to end the enemy. If, like, they push us, we can push back. But I do think we need to go to war with someone, and I will be looking at the comments very, very closely to see who people suggest we will go to war with. But until next time, I've been EnterElysium. If you enjoyed, please leave a like. If not subscribed, please consider subscribing. Especially leave your feedback on the specialized building episodes, and especially what you think of this missile sub, because I am loving the look of this missile sub. Like, it looks the part. I'm really digging it, and I'm pretty proud of that lure code, even though it's so simple. I'm not a coder, and I'm very happy. It was a very simple code to do. Anyway, until next time, I've been EnterElysium, and stay shiny.